Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have, well, yeah, it's a new foundation. We have a complexion video, which on this channel calls for confetti and party horns. This is, well, it's not new. Okay, it's reformulated, so therefore new-ish. This is the reformulated, so we'll say new, Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. They have improved it, and whether they've improved it because they've actually improved it, or whether they've improved it because they couldn't get specific ingredients and therefore change some ingredients and therefore claim it's improved, is always something that is in my head about these kind of, reformulations. At any rate, it is new and supposedly wears a little differently. And if it's a favorite of yours, that might make you nervous. This is $57. Now it comes in 50 shades, promises medium to full coverage, and it is 24 hours wear. Now that's not a new claim. In fact, the somewhat new, kind of new Teint Idole Ultra Wear, the Care and Glow foundation also promises to be about 24 hours wear. And they don't promise 24 hours, they promise about 24 hours. We get into a lot of marketing speak. This, however, this brand new one that we're talking about today does go in the category of this kind of new 24-hour, super thin, almost serum-like foundation. Now, I have been promising a recap of all of these 24-hour serum foundations that we've had released in 2023 so far. Yes, there were serum foundations earlier in 2022, and a lot of people mention a bunch of different brands, but there is a kind of a new formulation out there. As I say, the makeup chemists tend to run the industry. There's just no doubt about it. So this fits into one of those that is thin, breathable. They say buildable, though a lot of people say these types of foundations tend to look better lighter. But, we'll talk about that in the recap. I am talking about doing a recap, but I needed to fit the Lancome in there because it does fit our 24-hour waterproof, sweat-proof, natural matte finish bill. Okay, now some of these are radiant. The Say foundation that came out recently is a bit more radiant, but they're all the same principle. This really super thin, super lightweight, super long wearing formula. Now, Lancome does something really interesting. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I got the shade 300N. As I mentioned, there are 50 shades. They are $57 each, so it's pricier. We see the Burberry and the Guerlain coming in at $60 and $62. So this is $57. It's right up there. But it has something really nice. This has an ingredient in it that helps the foundation not go too yellow or too orange. That has been my trouble with the Too Faced. If you saw my Too Faced video, another reason I'm speaking about all of these foundations, if you're just joining us and this is your first time on this channel, I have reviewed just a whole slew at this point, 7 or 8 of these new serum-like 24-hour wear foundations. And I feel everyone talks about oxidation. I don't feel the Burberry or the Guerlain oxidized. I don't feel this Lancome oxidizes. I felt that the Too Faced went a little orange on me. And I love the fact that this includes an ingredient that helps it, they claim, and I think they're right, not go too yellow or too orange. It can be worn with a base, and it can be mixed in with a more radiant ingredient. So if their so-called natural matte doesn't float your boat, you can go ahead and put any sort of a radiance in there with it. You could mix it with the Care and Glow. You could go ahead and mix it with your Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury, or whatever you like. And this also works very well, they claim, with a base. A lot of people ask me, with these serum foundations, can you wear a primer? Can you wear skincare? This works with all of it. They mentioned something very interesting. Before we go to the demo, I want to talk about it. They mentioned a perfect shade and a preferred shade. This is super interesting. Times change. It looks like at this point, so when you look back at foundation, it looks like at this point either one goes. When you look back at foundation, think about the foundation your mother wore, your grandmother wore. They would always have that line of delineation because people used to choose foundation that was a little bit darker. Oh, I want to give myself, look like I have a little bit of sun. depending on your skin tone, of course. And you would see that line, right? And then we moved into the 80s, the 90s, even the 2000s, and people wanted a perfect shade. So if you went into a department store, they would put a stripe here. Have you ever done this? And you would walk outside with the mirror and look, and you wanted to choose the shade that completely disappeared into your skin. So what Lancome is saying is that now it all goes. So we have a perfect shade, which disappears into the skin, and a preferred shade, which does give you a little bit more color. Please be careful of the line of delineation, but that does give you a little more color or brightens you up a little bit depending on your skin tone. And Lancome is saying that all are appropriate. I think they're actually quite right. I chose the 300N. I am a light, medium, neutral in anybody's book. If you go onto the Lancome website, and I do have this all down below in my description bar, you will see that they refer you from your old shade to this shade, and even from this. I went differently on this than I went on Care and Glow, interestingly enough. So there is a little chart there that's quite helpful, and that is what helped me choose this one. Is it my perfect shade or is it my preferred shade? I think either goes. Lancome is really trusted in the makeup industry for a few things. One of them, of course, being mascara. Who out there has not tried a Lancome mascara? Like it or hate it, they're very popular. And of course, my Bifacil. I wouldn't get any of my eye makeup off every night without the Lancome Bifacil. But their foundation and complexion products, from concealer to foundations, are very popular. And I know some of you are quite nervous about the reformulation of this one, making it into one of the kind of typical thin type serum foundations that we've been seeing. So I am lucky enough to have played with this for days. I am so backed up with new content. I only release one video a day, and I have a whole line. So this allowed me to film this a little bit later after having worn it for many, many days. So I really do feel I have a good handle on it. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to the demo, and then we'll come back afterwards and I'll give you a lot of my thoughts. So let's go to the demo. Okay, let's apply this reformulated foundation in 300N and see what you think. It doesn't actually say you have to shake it up, but most of these kind of lightwear, you do. Well, so I'll give it a little shake. It can't hurt. So we have, as we are now used to, a very lightweight, very kind of, runny, for lack of a better word, consistency, to be expected because it is so lightweight. Now this looks very light on my face, but it does work. So stay with me here. I've been experimenting with this, and let me just show you it on one side of the face. Now again, we have a buildable coverage, which is really good because a lot of people have been telling me that they feel these types of foundations look best only when applied sparingly, and I do pretty much agree. So this is a little lighter than I would normally go, so maybe a preferred shade, not a perfect shade, I don't know. Rub that into the eye there a little bit. Okay, so we've got one side of the face done, and I just kind of want to show you how it sits. It doesn't oxidize as much as it just kind of sinks into the skin a little bit because it's so lightweight, and ends up looking better, or to be a better match than initially thought is a good way to put it. I always look like I'm wearing a Phantom of the Opera mask here, but on this side of my face is a probably not blended too well, but you get the idea, brand new Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Reformulated Foundation. That's a mouthful. And this side, of course, has nothing but my morning skincare. Okay, let's speed it up and do the other side. Okay, and what you saw at the end there was me just kind of blending it in gently. And as you see, this might be a tad bit too light, but there's really nothing wrong with it, especially you'll see as I get other makeup on. And the great thing about it is it's not turning orange or yellow. They really do seem to have that down. So take a look there, and then we're going to talk about this as I come back with my finished makeup for the day. Stay right there. Okay, we are back. No actual wear test today because I have been wearing this for, oh gosh, 4 or 5 days now. This is a very good version of this foundation. I know it's not as fun, I hate to say it, to try Lancome as it is to try Say, as it is to try some of the, Guerlain, some of the more luxury, but this is a tried and true product for foundation. If you liked the first, this is very different. This again is one of these kind of 24-hour serum type foundations. It is very light, and I'll tell you what's good. Again, I am doing a recap where I will talk about this at length in terms of how it compares to others, but I'll just tell you right now, this is a great one to build. As I mentioned first, generally these types of products look better when a thin layer is applied. This builds up very nicely to medium or medium full coverage. There is no scent, which is really nice. It mixes well with skincare underneath, mixes well with a glowier product, either mixed in or applied over the top. It is sweat proof. I don't know if it lasts 24 hours, but I've tried it for about 12. It does not break apart on the T-zone. I do not have an oily T-zone, but I will tell you that. And it does not break apart around the nose. I have to do a little bit of touch-ups, but it's not bad. I am wearing it now, and I will show you if I can keep my phone from, it likes to turn on and get bright there. I will show you the phone test. I find nothing better than putting your face against a kind of black shiny phone screen to see if the product will transfer. I don't have any trouble with it transferring to my clothing, getting on my clothing as I change clothes. If I can get it not to light up, there you go. You can see it from the side. There is absolutely no transfer. For those of you who have very grueling jobs, especially those of you in healthcare industries and schools and whatnot who are wearing masks, this will not get on your mask. I have tried it. The shades are fairly easy to pick, but different, I feel, even than the Care and Glow. I went differently. Here is the 330N. I got the 300 and the Care and Glow. Here's the 310. So we have 300 in this new Lancome Natural Matte, of course. This is 310 in the Care and Glow, and this is 330 in the Care and Glow, and I actually like this one the best, but I got this one off the recommendation on the chart, and I do have that linked below under the product. I do love that it doesn't go yellow or orange. I felt the Too Faced did. This will all be covered better in the recap. Now, while I am making my recap, I do need your help. I put out a community post for this, but if you have tried any of these new in 2023 serum-like 24-hour foundations, be it this reformulation of the Lancome, the Say, the Laura Mercier, the Burberry, the Guerlain, I'll put them down below here. If you've tried any of these, those are the ones I'm going to be comparing, the 2023 releases. Let me know what you liked or didn't like, and let me know your skin type. That will help me get the information out to more people as I work on a recap talking about all of these. No one but someone like me who's reviewing wants to buy them all, so let me do the hard work for you. Definitely comment on that or ask any other questions that you have. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to this channel so we can continue to grow, and come say a big hello over on TikTok and Instagram too. You can support this channel by becoming a member or giving super thanks, but in any way that you choose to be here, I'm just thrilled to have you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.